Welcome once again to our channel. In today's video, we'll give you the step-by-step process on how to design a church flyer like this. So this one, we use Photoshop to do it as usual. You could see we did this one on Photoshop. So it's Photoshop that we use to design a flyer like this, and we used only Photoshop. And these are the resources that we use for the work. So I will save it in PSD format, then send it to you on the WhatsApp platform, so that you won't worry yourself much to download these backgrounds. I just want you to find it easy to follow this lesson. Without wasting my time, we'll start designing the flyer. So first, I'll click on file. So when you click on file, you click on new. The shortcut key is Ctrl N. Then I'll come to print. So under print, we have A4 sheet, we have A3 and many more. But here, I would like to choose a custom size. So to select a custom size or a square shape, in that one you have to create it yourself. So you just come to the preset details, then rename your file. I'll name it as church. Then the size, I want the size to be square. I want a square size, so I'll just enter 9 pixels by 9 pixels. We have inches too also here, so anyone that you want, you just go by it. But here I prefer pixels. So for the pixels, it has been converted. The 9 inches has been converted to pixels, and it is what equivalent to 2700 pixels. So that's how it is. So if you want to change it to centimeters too, you just come to centimeters and it will convert it for you. If you want millimeters, that one too, you come to millimeters and it will do that for you. But here I prefer pixels, so I just go by the pixels, and the resolution is 300, as I have said earlier, that if the size of your flyer is big, the resolution should be low, and if the size of the flyer is small, the resolution should be high. So like A4 sheet, A3, A5, and those kind of stickers that we use for church flyers and posters and other stuffs, those ones, the size are small, so the resolution size should be 300. And if you are designing a banner for a billboard, that one, the size is big, so you have to reduce the resolution to 72. So basically that's how it is. And we have the color mode, RGB, CMYK, and many more, but here I prefer the RGB. Then the background content, we have the black, we have transparent, custom, black, and many more, but here I prefer the white. So I'll just go to create. I'll click on create, then the paper size will be create for me. So I'm done setting up my page. So right now what I'm going to do is to use the shape tool. I'll use the shape tool to create a square shape, then change the color to purple. So I want a purple color. Okay, this one I'll set a gradient for it. So I'll set a gradient, and for the gradient I'll just click on here. So come to here, then click on it, then set for the color for the gradient. So when you click on the gradient, you will see this pop-up menu over here. So what you have to do is to come to this side, you click on the color stop. So when you click on the color stops, you will see something over here. You will see color over here. So just click on the color, then set for the gradient. So here I would like to set for purple. Then I'll come to the middle. That one too, I'll click on it. So the moment you click on it, you will see color over here, but here I haven't selected it, so the color is not showing. So I've clicked on it, then I think this one is okay. Then I'll come to the last one. That one is white, so I'll set it to black. Then I'll click on OK. After that, I'll come to the properties, then set the angle to this. So I've set the angle to -49. So that's how I want it to be. But right now, what I'm going to do is to import some of my files. Oh, I've made a mistake. I will undo my work. Then here I'll click on lock. I'll lock this background because I will be selecting some element over here and I don't want to select this background. So I'll just lock it, then go to where my distance. I'll just close this one. I don't need it anymore. Then go to my files, then carry this one. So I'll move it to my work area, click enter. Then what I'll do over here is to click on Shift Control U to set for black and white. So if you have a picture and you want to set for black and white, you click on Control Shift U and the black and white will be set for you. After that, you come to the properties, then you set for the opacity. So I'll set for the opacity. So then set for the fill. So this is how I want it to be. And after that, I'll use the brush tool. This one, it has already been rasterized, so you don't need to rasterize it again. So just use the brush tool to brush the edges. So there's the brush tool, and make sure for the brush you set the size to 300, then the hardness to 41. Then after that, you come to the color. So this is the color for the brush. Then I'll click on the purple color, then start brushing the edges. This one, the brush size is small, so I would like to increase the size of the brush. So to increase it, you click on the bracket close. So when you click on the bracket close, the size will be big and you are good to go. So I'm done for the brushing. So right now, what I'm going to do is to import this background. I import this background. I will enlarge it. Then what I will do is to come to the properties. You will see normal over here. Behind the opacity, you see normal. So just click on the normal, then click on multiply. So that's how I want it to be. So I'll click on multiply, and this thing, the background will blend with the crown paper. and what I just imported is crayon paper. So gradually we are moving. So right now what I'm going to do is to create a circle. I'm going to use the shape tool to create a circle, and I've told you earlier that to create a perfect circle you hold on the shift key, then you drag to draw your circle. Then I'll come to the properties, then change the color to white. After that, I'll click on Ctrl J to paste. But the second one, what I'll do is to click on, I'll change its color to purple. I'm going to use it to cut the inner part of the bigger one. So right now what I'm going to do is to click on the smaller one, then go to select. So when I go to select, you could see the low selection is not what bolded over here. Before it can be bolded or shown over here, unless you rasterize this layer. So I'll just click on the small layer, then click on rasterize layer, then click on the bigger one too, then rasterize it. Because if I don't rasterize it, I can't make any editing on it. So right now I'll click on the smaller one again, then go to select, and you see the low selection over here. So I'll click on low selection, then click on OK. After that, I'll click on the bigger one. I've loaded the smaller one, I've selected the smaller one, but I'll click on the bigger one, then click on backspace. So when I click on the backspace, I'll click on Ctrl D and I'll delete the smaller one. So you can see the the inner part of the bigger circle is cut. So that's how I want it to be. After that, I will enlarge it like this. Again, I will create another circle, but this one, what I'll do is I'll set for only stroke. So I'll come to the circle again, perfect circle, but this time around I'm going to set for the gradient. So for the gradient, I will choose this color. Here we have the basis, we have the purple, we have the pink. So it was the orange that I chose. So under the orange, you see them over here. So I selected this one. So that's how it is. After that, I'll come to the fill in. As for the fill in, I don't need it. So I'll click on the stroke. It is the stroke that I'm setting for. So I just click on the stroke, then increase the size of the stroke. So this is how I want it to be. After that, I'll clip some layers into this circle frame. So I'll go here, then copy I'll copy this picture, then paste it over here. So this one, if you want to move the picture forward, you just click on Control, then bracket close, and it will move above the white layer. After that, I'll come to here, so you could see that layer is labeled layer 3, and it is on the top of ellipse 2. So it's on the top of ellipse 2, ellipse 1. So I'll just right click, then select create clipping mask. Create clipping mask. After that, I'll use the brush tool to brush the edges. So this is the eraser. So I'll use the eraser tool to brush the edges of this. Then go back and copy the other ones. So I'll go and move this one. The same way, I'll make sure the layer 4 is on the top of the ellipse. So you could see the moment I move it on the top of the ellipse, it would automatically clip into this frame. So that's how the thing be like. So this one, you don't need to worry yourself. Then go and right click, then click on place a clipping mask. The moment you move it on the top of the ellipse, you have already done the clipping mask. So when you do that, it will automatically clip into the frame and you are good to go. In the same way, I'll use the eraser to brush the edges of this. Then go back, copy this one, so I'll copy the chain the same way. I'll move it on the top of the ellipse 1 and it will clip into it. So gradually we are moving on small. So in the same way, I'll use the brush tool, eraser tool. So make sure you click on the layer, then you use the eraser tool to brush the edges. Then go back, then I'll carry this one onto my workspace, and the same way I'll move it on the top of the ellipse 1, then it will clip into it. After that, I'll use the brush tool to brush the edges. Then I'll go and carry this background. Then the same way, this one too. I'll move it on the top of ellipse 1, then use the eraser to brush the edges. Then I'll carry the last one. So the last one is this, but this one I'll duplicate it because I'll use it for um another work too. So I'll just enlarge this one, and that will be all. So just move it on the top of the ellipse one and you are good to go. So basically that's how we go about it. So right now what I'm going to do is to click on the ellipse one, then go to FX. I'll click on FX, then set for stroke. So I'll set for stroke over here. I'll set for stroke size, and the color is white. So that's how the thing be like. So this one, I'll move it on the top. So it has to be on top. I'll just put it here, enlarge it, then reduce the opacity. So what I'll do is I'll use the eraser tool, but before that make sure it is rasterized, and we could see that this layer has been rasterized. So I'll use the brush tool to brush the edges of this. We'll just use the brush tool to brush it. You let me set the opacity for you to see well. I will set it for you to see it well. So that's how the thing be like. So I'll just reduce it. So I'm brushing it. After that I'll set the opacity low. So right now uh, I'm going to type the name of the church, but this one, the black and white picture over here, the opacity is too high, so I'll reduce the opacity. I'll reduce it to 40. I think the 40 is okay. So Right now, live with the picture. So I'll go import the pastors and the apostle. So this is Apostle Joshua Selma. Then the pastor. So yeah, I'm going to apply camera raw to these pictures. So to apply camera raw, you go to filter, then you see camera raw, filter over here. By here I'll just set for the texture, the temperature, the tint is not part, just enter 0 over there, then the temperature, then the contrast, then the texture and clarity. Then a little bit of saturation. I'll click on OK. So that's how I want it to be. Then the second one too, I'll apply camera raw to it. Go to filter, camera raw, set for the contrast, then temperature, then set for the texture, clarity. This one is okay. So I'm done editing the pictures. So what I'm going to do is to enter the name of the church, and the name of the church is Methodist Church Ghana. Of course, that's my church, so I prefer using my church. You can also use your church name, the Methodist Church Ghana. So right now I left with the church logo. I haven't imported the church logo, so I'll go and import the logo. I'll go to my files, then add my logo. So as I was saying, this one it depends on the church that you are working on. So if you are working on Christ Apostolic, you have to use Christ Apostolic logo. You can't use Methodist logo for Christ Apostolic. So if you are working on Pentecost Church flyer, you have to use Pentecost Church flyer logo. You can't use Methodist Church flyer logo, Methodist logo for Pentecost Church flyer. So you have to bear that in mind. I'll just go and import this logo over here, and I'll unlock it. After that, I'll use this cutting tool. I don't want to remove the background of this. I can do that by using the quick selection tool, but that one I don't feel okay with it. I don't feel okay with it, so I would like to use this one. I would like to cut it. So I'll click on Shift Control, then cut the logo. So anyhow you do it, it's up to you. So I'll just cut the logo. That's how I want it. So I'll zoom in my work, then drop the logo here. I'll position it here. Then click on Ctrl Z. You could see this background is what I mean. That's why I used to lock them, so that if I click on any element or any text here, it won't select it. So gradually we are moving. Right now I'm going to enter the name, I'm going to enter the topic for the program. So the topic is divine intervention. I'll click on FX, but before that, okay, I'll click on FX. Let me go. Then set for color overlay. For the color overlay, I'll pick the color from the logo. Then set for the bevel. Then set for stroke. The stroke is white. Then I'll click on OK. After that, I'll duplicate this one. Then enter intervention. Intervention. I'll reduce the size to 48. So that's the theme for the program is divine intervention. So I'll go to the backgrounds, then carry this ring. this background too, I have to lock it. I'll use the quick selection to remove the background of this. I'll enter the date, 7th February, and I'll change the color. I'll go and carry the location icon. That one too, I'll use the quick selection to remove the background. I'll go and cut this one, the contact icon. So I'll use the ellipse tool to do that. So hold on the shift, then drag. Ouch, I made a mistake. So this one I'll just right click, just curve it. You see this net over here, then you raise it. Then I'll click on this, duplicate, then enter theme. And the theme is there's a way that seems right to man, but the end way is death. So we are almost done. It left with the name of the pastor and the apostle. So right now I'm done designing the flyer. So this is how we design a church flyer by using Photoshop. So I'm done um, designing the flyer. So it's Methodist Church Ghana Organizing Divine Intervention Program, and the date is 7th February 2023, and the location is UCC Parks Auditorium at 6 p.m. Then the theme is what? There is a way that seems right to a man, but the end way is death. I didn't add this in the quotation. Proverbs Proverbs 14 verse 12. So that's it. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. See you in our next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. More interesting content are on the way coming. Thank you. See you in our next video. Bye bye.